Let's look at some tips for limiting your refined grains. These are the tips that have worked for me. Top row shows you the foods I recommend, and we're substituting here for foods that are common in the American diet that are refined grains. First substitution I recommend is instead of sandwiches and burritos, have a salad. No bread and allows you more vegetables. I'm particularly enamored of the salad because of its it can be a vehicle for so many healthy nutrients and health score. I start with 3 cups or 6 cups of greens. 3 cups is a serving. I can actually get 2 servings in a large bowl of greens. I add a whole grain, and I'll show you how to make the whole grains in an upcoming slide. I add beans, some vegetable toppings or fruit toppings like avocado, tomatoes, carrots. I add herbs and spices, some extra virgin olive oil, balsamic vinegar, and sriracha. So there's no refined grains. The grains that are here are in their kernel, which is the best way of eating them. And I'm eating my bean recommendation. I'm getting like 2 to 3 servings of fruits and vegetables. I'm getting extra virgin olive oil. I could even add nuts or seeds to this to get yet another recommended food group. Salad is something I have every day, and it is a mainstay of a healthy diet in my opinion. Next substitution I recommend is, instead of white rice, cook a grain. Now, grains take anywhere up to an hour to prepare. So waiting till you're preparing dinner, it's probably too late to decide you're going to eat whole grains. What I do is I prepare those whole grains for the week in advance. This is how I do it. I take an Instant Pot and fill it with water, and the water amount is going to depend on the grain. You can see here the grain to water ratio. So if I were making amaranth, it would be, for every cup of amaranth, I'd have 2 cups of water. So I add water to the Instant Pot, and it's going to be for 2 cups of the grain. So I'm going to double this. So if I were doing 2 cups of amaranth, I'd add 4 cups of water. I add the grains. It's always 2 cups, 400 grams. I rinse the grains, and then I add them to the Instant Pot. I add a pinch of salt, place the lid on, press pressure cook, make sure the pressure level is set to high, and then I cook for the time indicated. For amaranth, it would be 12 minutes. I let it manually depressurize on its own, which takes another 20-25 minutes. Turn it off, let it cool, transfer to a Tupperware. I have this now for the next 4 days. It's 2 servings a day, total of 4 days or 8 servings. And then finally, for instead of granola, which everyone thinks is healthy but really is refined grains plus some kind of added sweetener, it's bad. And instead of any other kind of breakfast cereal you could imagine, which is in some way a refined grain with some form of added sweetness, I recommend steel cut oats. And this is a recipe that has worked tremendously well. I start with 1 cup or 200 grams of steel cut oats. I will add to that 4 tablespoons of chia seeds in a Tupperware container, 4 tablespoons of cinnamon, 2 cups of unsweetened almond milk, and I'll let that sit overnight. This will make 4 servings, 4 days of overnight oats. I will then add a fruit, usually acai, raspberries, or cranberries, which are all low in sugar, and I'll top with some nuts. This is amazing because, lo and behold, unbeknownst to me, cinnamon actually takes on sweetness when you use a lot of it. So this is quite a sweet dessert without any of the harmful effects of refined sugar. And it's based on whole kernel, whole grains, which are the best form. Those are my 3 substitutions for refined grains in the diet. There are no frequently asked questions for this topic.